Welcome to another episode of Technical Earth Syndicate. I'm Chris Stewart.
I'm Michael Buffington.
Oh, that's right. Mike Ross is deployed. He's not with us. This is episode 36 for January 31st, 2014.
Yep. We got a pretty exciting show today, and we are very sorry to our listening audience or fans, whatever you people are. We have not done a show since October. I am very sorry for that. A lot has happened since then. Chris is now a father.
I am.
I moved to Arkansas. And we are back, and we're going to be trying to do more episodes more regularly, and probably maybe twice a month, if not more, So we got a pretty wild show for you guys. Chris, why don't you tell everybody what we're talking about today?
All right, well, quick overview of the show. We're going to do our normal pre-show talk, as usual.
Yay!
And for Topic Attack, I'm real excited about it. It's the official start of the next generation of games. We're going to be talking about the PlayStation 4.
Oh, wait, didn't we talk about that before on a previous podcast?
We did, but we didn't own PlayStation 4s.
Oh, that's right. We both bought them. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then for Alan's Tech Corner, Mike's going to be talking about the future of streaming.
Yes, we're going to be talking about video game streaming and also viewing streaming such as Twitch and UStream. So stay tuned. All right, Chris, what have you been doing for the past 4 or 5 months? Is that right?
Nah, more like 2 months.
Two-ish months?
Yeah,
somewhere
2.5. I've been doing not a whole lot of sleeping.
Yep.
I think you can attest to that.
Yep.
New dad stuff.
New dad stuff, that's right.
Yep. But been trying to squeeze in what little gaming I can. I got... For Christmas, I got The Last of Us on PS3, which was awesome. The first little bit I played of it, not terribly far, but I like what I played so far. Also got Wind Waker HD on the Wii U.
Great
Amazing.
game.
I love
Great
it.
game.
Of course, right now I'm stuck exactly where I left off the last time I tried to play it, and hunting down the Triforce pieces. And now I'm playing other stuff. And then a little bit earlier this month, I broke down and got myself a PlayStation 4.
Liar. No, you didn't.
Did.
You just copied me, because that's what I did.
You copied me from the future.
From the future? Well, we are a technical podcast, so that, yeah, there might be time machines involved, and we're going through fanatics. And...
You're an hour ahead of me now, so you are kind of in the future.
True. Yeah. And I did buy that PS4 in the future, so.
Yeah. But, yeah, we've just been playing that for pretty much nonstop the last couple weeks.
And we're going to be talking mostly about that and Topic Attack and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I have been doing a lot since our October episode. I was getting ready for the big move, and we traveled through crazy weather everywhere. We traveled about 2,000 something miles, and then spent Christmas with my family and everything. Got settled in Arkansas. So that went over pretty good. I even got to do a guest appearance on First World Podcast last episode of last year, which was really fun. Thank you guys for letting me be on that, by the way. It was awesome. I know Heath and all of them are probably listening to this, but I got to do that. If you didn't get a chance to check me out on that show, listen to it. It was a very good what our thoughts of Game of the Year was. Since I didn't get to do that with this show, it was, I don't know, it was kind of cool to have. I wish I could have had you on there, Chris.
Yeah, it sounded like a really fun time. I wish I could have had time.
But spoilers, Game of the Year for me is BioShock Infinite. Chris, what was your game of the year?
I don't even know.
All right, maybe we'll go over that another time. But other than that, I picked up a PS4 at and while I was back home with my folks, and I saw it at a store, and I bought it, and I have not regretted that purchase. It's been very fun. I just got started playing it basically, but like I said, we'll be talking about that in Topic Attack. But other than that, I haven't been doing too much except getting this house ready and unpacked and everything like that. So
Yeah,
chaotic, busy. I also have my own studio room, by the way. Haha. I mean, we're in a studio right now, both of us.
Yeah. Yes, we are.
Yep. Uh-huh. All right, we're going to be right back after this short break. We're going to be talking about the PS4. All right, on today's Topic Attack, we're going to be talking about the PS4, the PlayStation 4, the God Machine. Wait, no, that's my PC. Okay, got confused. Sony's magic was infiltrating my brain and, you know, messing with it, you know. So, we both have PS4s.
Yep.
They're fun. End of discussion. That's it.
Next.
So let's talk about our experience so far with them. What has been the best feature of the PlayStation 4 that you've liked so far?
I gotta say the finally having party chat is probably one of my favorite things about PS4.
And all you Xbox snobs are like, we've had that for a very long time. No, that's actually a great thing to have on it. Even though it's had some issues every once in a while, but it's been mostly probably because of my end or whatever. But it's been a very cool thing to have. My favorite thing so far is the network is very fast at downloading your games, unlike the PlayStation 3 network.
Yes.
It's the same network, but I don't know what they did differently, but when you buy a digital game on there, it downloads very fast, and you're able to play it after you download the chunk of it. Say you download the first 4 gigabytes of Injustice, which this is what I did. Download the first 4 gigabytes of Injustice, and you can play it right after that, and it'll download as you play it. Now, you can't get access to all the features, but it's still a cool feature, you know? Yeah. And I think they had that with the digital copy of Last of Us on the PS3. They were experimenting with it anyway when that came out. I think that worked pretty well. I think the network was still very bogged down, though, for the PS3.
Yeah.
What about the UI? What do you like about the UI, Chris?
I'm getting real strong Xbox 360 vibes from it. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's not a bad UI, but
no.
It seems like it's kind of been done before, you know, with the tiles and all that business.
I kind of miss the PS3 UI, but then again, I don't, because this is very multitasking. You know, you can multitask anything you want, and it, like, I'm in a game, I can go check out the store at any time I want, even though I'm in the game, and then I just boot back to the game.
Yeah, it won't make you exit out back to the main menu when you try to do something like that. It's really cool.
The only thing I do not like with it is organization with your games and your icons and your apps and everything. Like, everything seems jumbled up, and even when you go into your library catalog button, whatever, it doesn't have everything organized. Like, you know, in Steam you have an alphabetical, you know, game list on there, and it's not there. It's all jumbled up. So
yeah, this one, it seems to be like the last thing that you've played, or it seemed to be just like the first ones.
I mean,
on there.
that's
So
that's not a bad feature, but I would like a little more customization of where my games are all going to be, and my main apps. Maybe kind of have like Xbox 360 and Xbox One, where you can pin your favorite applications to
yeah,
the menu or something.
yeah.
That'd
Something
be
that kind of
cool.
bugged me the first couple of days was I was looking for my downloads, my
Hmm.
active downloads, and on the PS3 they were in the account management section or wherever, and now they're in the notifications area, and that was kind of weird for me.
Yeah, it's pretty weird, and you can't pause them either for some reason. So there's some issues, and I think they're gonna work that out later on down the line. But it's not a bad UI at all. It's very well put together, honestly.
Yeah,
So,
and it's a lot faster than the PS3's UI
oh
too.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Chris, you want to talk about this next one?
So the controller. I actually got my hands on a DualShock 4 controller a few months back,
Yep.
and we got to play with it a little bit on the PC because it had like rudimentary, functions on there. Basically, just like a plug and play controller that you would get anywhere else.
Right.
Um, and it was all right, and I could play a little bit on the PS3 with it as well because you can plug it into it. It won't work wirelessly, but you can plug it in through USB, and you can play some games on there. Obviously, the touchpad is not going to work for it, but it works pretty well for most of the things. But I'm really loving this new controller, especially for Call of Duty and the other shooters.
Yeah, it feels very good. It's a very good shooter controller, and I'm a first-person shooter junkie, and Chris is not really a first-person shooter junkie, but okay. Is it good on a fighting game though? How's the D-pad feel?
The D-pad is, I don't know, it's better than the DualShock 3's D-pad by far,
Mhm.
but still, it's probably not the best for fighting games. Which I'm not, super hardcore fighting game guy. I'm not going to Evo every year or anything like that, but I still dabble every once in a while. But I can see like hardcore fighting game fans probably not liking the D-pad so much for that.
Yeah, most of the hardcore ones might get the sticks,
Right.
the little arcade cab thing. But the one thing that we've both noticed, and Chris, I'll let you go into this.
That light bar on the back of it is really damn bright.
Yep.
And I feel like it kind of drains the battery too on the controller.
Yeah.
I'm constantly having my other controller hooked up at all times, charging while I'm using the other one.
Just so you can switch. I would want to say it has a 5 to 6 hour battery sometimes. It matters on the game. And there's certain games that use that LED light on it. Like Warframe uses it when you're dying. You'll flash red and white, and it'll be like blinking like a heartbeat beating fast.
Yeah.
There's other things that use it that flash when you're doing stuff. I mean, it's a cool gimmick to the controller, but I wish you could turn it off, honestly.
Yeah,
And that's my only gripe with that.
Yeah, I
So,
think that's a pretty big complaint with most of the people who have it, and I think they've asked. God, I can't even think of his name right now. The head Sony guy,
mhm.
Yoshida, I think, and he responded on Twitter. No, there's not going to be any plans to disable that or any kind of thing to turn it off because I guess it's supposed to be with like mainly it's with the PlayStation Eye
Yeah,
the
for
camera, I guess.
yeah,
And
for
it's supposed to be
PlayStation
like the
Move
new,
support and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't have that, so there's really no need for us to have that on all the time.
Yeah, I mean it's still a cool thing when we're playing DCU, DC Universe online. Uh, every time you change a character that has a different power set, like the Green Lantern character, the light ring, uh, it'll be green on the controller, or the new Rage class, or the new Rage power set is red. It's
Yeah.
really nice. Electricity is yellow, and so it kind of gives a custom feel, when you're playing. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah, but most of the time you don't even see it unless it's like if you're
Right.
playing in a dark room and it's reflecting off of your TV, then you'll see it. But
I don't really have that issue. I've never had the reflection issue like some people have. So
yeah, I haven't had that either.
yeah.
But, I don't play in like pitch black rooms though. I don't
Yeah.
think the TV reflects that much.
But other than that, it's still a good controller. I would rate it 8 out of 10 on a scale to 1 to 10. So
How do you feel about the speaker on the controller?
it's nice. I find myself turning it off sometimes on certain games like Resogun.
Yeah.
I turned it off because it's almost too loud.
Yeah.
I know
I
you can
got
turn
that.
it down, but like I just don't really care, and I want it coming out of my TV either way. You know.
Yeah, I got that with Warframe too, because when you're playing that, they'll have whatever the person is who like kind of talks to you and tells you what you're doing in the game. Like their voice will come out through the controller talking to you.
It reminds me of, like, the Wii controllers back in the
Yeah,
day. You know, it's a little bit better speaker in there.
yeah, but it is really loud.
Yeah, I mean it's nice. It's kind of that extra gimmick feature to it,
Yeah,
but it's not bad. Um, the next thing we kind of talked about earlier was the voice chat. Our voice chat experience has been, pretty good. Sometimes we've had dropouts like Xbox Live used to have, and I think that could have been caused by my NAT not being open on my router correctly for the PlayStation 4, and I finally
yeah.
got that fixed. So we didn't have any issues the other night with dropouts, did we?
Not
Or
that I
did
could think of.
I know it's just random every once in a while. It's probably just server hiccups and stuff like that. Other than that, it sounds really good. My only gripe is I wish you could turn up the stock earbud piece microphone speaker. That's one earbud. I wish you could turn that up a little bit more. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm going deaf. I don't know.
Well, no, it's definitely pretty quiet. I think, like I said the other day, I think they did that on purpose because they want you to buy the better one that they're going to come out with, or if
Right.
it's already out. So
Yeah, I mean later on it might be a good upgrade, and I wish I could use my Bluetooth headset from PlayStation 3, but right now they're not supported until later firmware patches, I guess. So
there are plans to bring that over, though.
yeah, they said it.
That's
So,
good.
yep. Chris, this is a big one for you because I don't own a Vita yet. You do,
Yes.
but you got to try this out, and it's a big feature that it's going to kind of play into our second Alan's Tech Corners discussion. So
Yeah, this actually probably should have mentioned this over the voice chat thing for my favorite feature because it's pretty freaking awesome.
yeah,
I got to play around with the remote play for the Vita, and it's really nice. When you have your PS4 either on or in standby mode, you can connect to it from the Vita, and it'll boot up over your Wi-Fi connection. And there isn't any noticeable lag that I could tell. Like everything runs pretty well. Of course, it's not as pretty as it would be on like a HD 1080p TV, but it still looks really nice on the on the Vita screen. And like I said, the signal goes through your house Wi-Fi. And,
actually, it doesn't. It can.
Oh, that's right. The PS4 actually has its own little network that
It has its own Wi-Fi network that your Vita directly connects to, nothing else but the
Yeah.
Vita, and that way there's no lag. That's the whole thing.
That's it.
Yeah.
And from what I've been reading, it's possible to connect to your PS4 like completely separate from your house. Like if you're like at an airport or something and they've got decent Wi-Fi, you can pull out your Vita, boot up your PS4 at home, and be playing games on it.
As long as your PS4 is in standby mode.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I haven't been able to try that out yet, but it seems really awesome. I really want to find somewhere that's got decent Wi-Fi and really try it out.
I did watch a video of a guy doing it over a 4G network with his Vita, and the Vitas can only do 3G right now, but he was able to do it. You can also, have your phone act as a wireless relay with 4G, but he said he was able to play Resogun completely, and they showed a video of him playing it. There was only a couple laggy issues every once in a while, but other than that, it was pretty playable. So
yeah.
yeah.
The only issues I really have with it are with the controls. Like, obviously, you're not going to have every single button on there because the Vita only has the 2 shoulder buttons. It doesn't have your rear trigger buttons,
Right.
And it's got your like the front touchpad is obviously it's on the touch screen on the front of it, and then what's really weird for me is the back touchpad is where it redirects your R3 and L3, like your thumbstick clicks, and your L2 R2 I think are back there too, and they have them like on the top and bottom corners, and it's really weird for me. I wouldn't really recommend them for shooters personally, but other people might be okay with it. It worked okay with Warframe, but I had to. Thank God they let you do this. I had to basically remap the commands on there, and so I was able to aim with the left shoulder button and then shoot with the
Mm-hmm.
right, because the way they had it before, you were aiming with like the left D-pad button and shooting with no, you were shooting with the right thumbstick, but you were doing melee. Normally, it's your R2 button, but your melee was like the up button, and it was just ridiculous and stupid. So I was able to remap the stuff, and it got it to work a little bit better.
Well, I think even in Call of Duty, you can remap some of the stuff, but it's more or less like they have their own setups. So you would just have to get used to one of their other setups. I think it is. So
yeah, but
yeah,
I kind of wish that they would have done that on the touch screen instead, and have the other stuff like the main touchscreen stuff on the back part. Because the way I hold my Vita, I have my fingers just kind of resting along the back of it, and I've got my thumbs kind of just barely around the front. And when I'm doing it like that, it's pressing those buttons and it's acting like I'm trying to use those buttons, and so it kind of mess things up for me. So I kind of have to hold it differently than I normally would, and it's kind of uncomfortable. So
weird.
It takes a little bit of getting used to.
Yeah, I'll have to try it out when I get a Vita, which I'm planning on getting one soon, hopefully. So
yeah, like I said, I wouldn't really recommend it for first-person shooters, but other games like Don't Starve works amazing on it. DCU was cool.
I'm excited about DC Universe on a portable device. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm so excited about that. When everyone's watching TV, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna level up. Yeah.
What else? Resogun I played on there, flawless, just amazing. But
yeah. Works really good. And if
good
you have a Vita and have not tried this on your PS4, do it. You have to.
You're missing out if you haven't done it.
If you have a Wii U, you know what we're talking about, because that second screen is fantastic, especially if you can play any game on there. I played Mario 3D World completely on the Wii U gamepad, and it was fantastic. And I can't wait to do the same thing with a Vita, honestly, with some of their games coming out.
Yeah, so. And besides the remote screen, like you also have that second screen, kind of like with the Wii U, like you're playing Zelda on there, and you've got your mini map on your gamepad screen.
Yep.
Games on the PS4 are going to be able to do stuff like that too. I'm pretty sure Warframe has something like that. I think
cool.
It pulls up your mission alerts or something like that on there.
It's pretty nifty. That is really nice.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some of the games we got. And we actually got a decent amount of games thanks to PS Plus with all the free ones, and we did buy a couple of them.
Yes.
First game I picked up with my PS4, and a lot of people were like, oh, why did you do that? Why didn't you get Battlefield 4? I got Call of Duty Ghost. So I got Battlefield 4 on PC. So any of my friends that are listening to this, I'm sorry. I'm just not going to play it on a console.
I'm hearing it's having a lot of problems too.
Its PC version's having issues as well. But
yeah,
Call of Duty Ghosts is actually surprisingly pretty good. Same game for the most part. It's very pretty. The campaign was okay. I did enjoy it on the PS4. It had a very good feel with the controller. Other than that, they didn't use any extra features really with the touch pad on the controller or anything like that. But it ran good and ran 60 frames per second. I mean, it's awesome. So it looked just as good as the PC copy. I could say that.
Yeah.
Chris made me get this one. He's going to talk about.
Made you like you didn't want it already.
Shut up.
We both picked up Injustice: Gods Among Us.
Yep.
Yeah. Mike's not a big fighting game fan, but he's a big DC fanboy, so he kind of helps him along with that.
I love DC. Chris, have you watched the show Arrow? Oh my gosh. Oh. Anyway, okay, we're not talking about, man crushes on,
he does have his shirt off an awful lot on that show, though.
Yeah, it's okay, though. No, Injustice, good game. We had a lot of fun playing this. It was very short. We picked it up for $50 on Amazon, and then a week later it dropped to $39. That was both our first digital game for the PS4, and on Amazon they have a PSN store on there, and they'll sell you PlayStation 4 and 3 keys for your systems.
Yep.
And I just bought what's it called, Killzone, the new Killzone game. I haven't played it yet, so it's not on this list. So I can't really tell you my feelings about it.
Oh, did you get
But
that one digital too?
yeah, I got that digital as well.
Nice.
It it's easier that way for me, and I guess like being a Steam user, I really just have given up caring about owning a physical copy, I guess. So Injustice was our first digital game only, and it downloaded pretty damn fast, honestly.
Yeah.
About the same you would get from Steam or Origin or any of those other digital stores, you know. I compare it up to the PC digital stores anyway. Um, but it was a fun game, and if you're a DC fanboy or you just like comic books in general, I do recommend getting this game. That I think some people were saying they didn't like this game. I think it's because it was kind of simple, you know, as a fighting game. You know, it
Yeah.
wasn't super complex where you have to go over, back, B, up, down, left, right, you know,
Yeah.
just to do some crazy ass combo.
I actually appreciate that because
Yeah.
a lot of those games, like the Super Street Fighters and the Guilty Gears, are pretty intimidating with that kind of stuff.
I mean, it's still those fighters are awesome. It's just us that don't really like. For me, I don't really care for fighters as much because of that, and they make it uh, too hard. I'll say, you know,
Yeah.
This one was fun. I got to enjoy the storyline. I got to enjoy the combat. I get to enjoy kicking Chris's ass.
You got lucky the other night.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, this is the same makers as Mortal Kombat that came out
Yeah.
a few years back. So if you like that one, it's probably good for you too.
Yeah, definitely. Don't Starve was the next game we both played. Chris hasn't played it much. We had it on PC a long time ago. I remember I bought it and I had an extra copy, so I gave it to Chris. It surprisingly worked really good on PS4. Like, if you've never heard of Don't Starve, you need to check it out because I think it's about to go away, or I think it already did off of PS Plus for free.
Yeah.
But it's a very fun game. It's a survival game. You get to craft, you get to make stuff, you get to kill pigs or go insane or get chased by Yeti monsters, and it's a scary game. It's a very hard game too. It's fun.
Yeah. It is fun, but I get anxiety playing that damn game. I don't know why. Just I guess it starts getting dark and then I don't have any logs, so I gotta chop down a tree, but then my axe just broke, so I'm pretty much screwed.
You're just bad at survival games. I guess I'm a Minecraft expert, so
Maybe.
but it's a very fun game. Next game that was a free-to-play game was Warframe. Chris likes it a little bit more than I do, so why don't you go and talk about it?
Yeah, it plays a lot like the multiplayer on Mass Effect 3. That's why I kind of like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some kind of a story. It's kind of in there, but it's not
story?
super. Sort of. I think if you go in the codex menu, there's like some kind of stuff you can read about it, but it's not like the main thing is just it's co-op shooting stuff, and you're like a space cyborg ninja.
This is America, man. I don't read.
Yeah, it's just
a
fun shooter.
I want an in-game cinematic. America. Okay.
Yeah. But it is free to play, so there's going to be the microtransactions. So there's going to be some stuff that it's going to ask you to, pay some real money for. You got your platinum. It's your secondary, special currency.
Everything that you can buy in the game with real money can be earned in the game, but I can still consider it pay to win. But thank God it's not PvP in this game. You're facing AI, or I would be more upset about it, honestly.
There is PvP in there, but it's like a side section.
Oh, I never even knew that. Now that,
yeah.
I'll never join it because everyone's going to be decked out in shit they bought. So
yeah, there are some cosmetic things like little really scarf deals or something that you can get to look cool. And those cannot be bought with in-game money. You got to pay up for the platinum for that. But most of the other stuff, all the armor that you can get, you got to do a lot of grinding and farming. But I've seen
a lot of people that it looks like just spent like $100 just on their whole character or whatever. They bought everything. I've seen that I've seen that every single match I've joined. So yeah.
Personally, if I was going to spend any money on it, I would only buy extra slots for the Warframe armors, because you only get 2 to start out, not paying anything, and they got to pay. Well, I think it's like 20 platinum or something to get another slot. And so I'm kind of regretting buying the cool helmet that I got and
Yeah,
whatever else. I could have
yeah,
just bought a whole bunch of slots, but
same here.
yeah. But otherwise, it's a fun game. It's definitely grindy and time consuming if you want to get all the cool stuff, but it is a fun game to be had.
Yeah, definitely. Um, Game we kind of talked about before a little bit with the PS Vita. Resogun is a shooter game. It was free with PS Plus. I don't think it's free anymore, but it was very good. And another free one was Contrast, or was it Contrast or not
Yeah.
Contrast? Something like that. I didn't really play much of it. It's an okay game. They did a reboot of Flower on there with 1080p graphics. And are you familiar with Flower, Chris?
I've heard of it. I haven't played it though.
You play as a pedal. It's made by the same people that made Journey and some of the other ones. That was it. What company is that?
I think it's called That Game Company.
That game company. I should know this game company because they're one of the headlining ones for Sony.
Yeah.
Anyway, they made Journey. They made all those very artsy games. Flower, you play as a pedal, and you're kind of collecting other pedals through wind, and you kind of have to complete the map and make a pretty picture or whatever. It's very weird. It's peaceful as hell, man. So if you're an angry person like I am, play Flower, and you're like, yeah, I'm at peace with the world finally. But no, it's a very cool game. Very artistic. I do like it. Another game that was kind of artistic. It's been out since the PlayStation or the PlayStation Portal, the PSP. It was called Flow. It's also for the PS3. It's a weird game where you're playing as a little microorganism and you're eating things as you're going up the chain and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's really weird. It was cool. I got it for like $2 or whatever. So
Sounds pretty cool.
yeah, they're neat. I played it on PlayStation Portable a long time ago when I had one, and it was a fun game. And I just recently said, "Hey, I'm going to buy it again on PlayStation 4." And I think I get copies for the PSP and also or not the PSP. I get copies for the PS Vita and PS3 as well with it. It's one of those cross-buy ones.
Yeah. Kind of sounds like the Katamari games where you roll the ball around and get bigger, only you're eating stuff and getting bigger.
Kinda. It's another peaceful game. I think it's made by the same company that made Journey and Flower and Tokyo Jungle and all those games. And then Sound Shapes, made by the same company. I need to find. Let's look up this company name. Chris, do that while I'm talking about that. There's a game called Sound Shapes. It came out for PlayStation Vita on launch, I think. And it's a fantastic sound rhythm game. I got it on sale with the PlayStation Plus last week, and it's very cool. They have dubstep, they have electronic music, they have rock music, they have a bluesy kind of music. It's really cool, but it's kind of a platformer too. And it's I don't know how to really explain it, but you're like this little ball, and you keep on jumping. But they made this game look very good on the PS4 as another launch title, I guess you could say. Yeah.
So that game company made Flower and Flow and Journey.
Okay.
Sound Shapes was made by who's this?
But what's the company?
Games?
What's the company's name though?
For Flower? And
yeah.
That Game Company. That's what it's called.
Oh, That Game Company?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's all one word. That Game Company.
I thought you were just messing with me.
No, that's no. That's seriously what it's called.
Okay. Well,
you should know this, being all indie game fanatic.
Hey, you shut your mouth. You need to play Journey. It's a journey.
I just want to shoot stuff. America.
And okay, we have one more game to talk about on the PS4 experience. Everything has been an enjoyable experience, honestly, with all the games they have on the network. DC Universe. I don't know why the hell I'm playing this game on PS4 because the servers are separate from PC. I played DC Universe when it first came out on PC. I got 3 characters up to level 30. I got my Green Lantern up to the level 30. I got everything, right? And they're not connected. The servers aren't connected. It's a Sony game too. It doesn't make sense. But we are connected with the PS3 servers. But I'm playing this. I'm paying for it now. I'm having a lot of fun again on the with the controller and the PS4 because there's a huge community behind it. On the PC side of it, there's a decent community, but it's grown smaller, honestly.
Yeah.
So playing it on the PS3 has been very relaxing, sitting down on the couch, and Chris and me have been doing some dungeons every once in a while or
Yeah.
instances, and and the storyline's always been good. So it's a very old game. It came out, I think, in 2010 or 11, I think.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a pretty old game, but they re-released it on PS4. Thank God they did because it added some extra flavor to MMOs and stuff like that. So
Yeah. This is another free to play game, but
yep,
you have your expansions. They have the Green Lantern expansion. They just came out with Red Lantern Rage powers.
yep.
I think they have lightning stuff like with the Flash and stuff. And those things you'll have to pay for. But if you get if you subscribe to it, the $14.99 a month, you think
Yeah.
you'll get all of them?
Yep, you'll get all of them. You can do everything, and there's some aspects of the free to play model I didn't like, so that's why I subscribed. It's the limited amount of money you can carry, and
Yeah, you can only carry like 2,000 for
and when you
not
get
playing.
when you get to end game stuff, you're gonna want to subscribe because you're gonna be raiding, you're gonna be doing all the instances, you're gonna be doing all that, and you're gonna need to be an active member of the community. So you're probably gonna want to subscribe because that unlocks all the extra features and stuff. But it's a very fun game, and I do recommend anybody that has a PS4 or a PS3 to play it because your PS3 account, if you play it and you decide to get a PS4 later, will transfer over. So
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it is a fun game. I'm probably going to hold off on paying for it until I get a couple of characters over to level 30. But,
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm almost there. I got my Green Lantern almost to level 30. He's 21 right now, so
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm picking up a little bit of speed. I think I just got my Yellow Lantern dude up to like 16 or 17 a couple nights ago, and
cool.
I got my hero character. I'm not really that far on him, but I'm getting there.
Yep. Awesome.
I'm glad it's got a low level cap.
Definitely. Franchises that we'd like to see on the PS4 to really make us feel worthy of this purchase,
Yep.
I want to see a new God, I don't know. The one that I want is already coming out, Uncharted. I need to think about this. Chris, what do you want to see?
I want Fantasy Star Online too, damn it. No, I would like to see some more of the free-to-play MMOs on there. It's like not some of the crappier ones, but DC Universe caliber kind of stuff. I would like to see some more things like that. I believe EverQuest Next is coming out on there for sure.
Yeah, they said sometimes later on, but it's coming out for PC first, apparently. So.
Yeah, but I would like to see some more of the free games. Blacklight is on there. We didn't mention it with the other games.
Blacklight,
yeah. It's a decent shooter.
So you want to see more free to play games on there, MMO type games like Phantasy Star, maybe. I know they're going to be putting Final Fantasy 14 on there in April, so that's cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing a. Here's the thing with Sony, they don't do a lot of sequels to their games, so other than Uncharted and Killzone and stuff like that, they really give you something fresh each time you pick up a new game,
Yeah.
So I don't really know what I want to see, but I want to see some RPGs, definitely. Not Final Fantasy 15 or whatever it is. I do want that. It's just I want some new RPGs that are going to use the graphics powerhouse and the everything. I want to see some new RPGs, some new Japanese RPGs. So.
Yeah, that is definitely one thing that I'm looking forward to Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 3, but I do want to see some, legit RPGs on there.
Yeah. I know what I'm looking forward to is Destiny. Oh, man.
Oh, yes. I'm pretty sure we're both going to get Diablo 3 again when that comes out.
Yeah, Diablo 3 is going to be coming out for Ultimate Edition for the PS4, apparently, and it's going to include Diablo 3 and also the expansion when it comes out. And it's going to be together. And I'm very excited about that because you can do local play, and my wife and I can, just play it. We had 2 copies of Diablo for PC, but now we don't have to buy 2 copies of the expansion. You know, we can just
Yeah.
play in the living room and re-level and everything, and we don't have to worry about the lag or whatever. So
Oh, that's something else we forgot to mention. If you have a PS Plus subscription, you only have to have one. Like whoever has another account
oh,
on there, you don't have to. They both have subscriptions.
yep,
Some cool
definitely.
stuff on that.
Yeah, it's a very cool thing to have. My wife was able to play, you know, some of the I tested out Call of Duty on her account, and she was able to play a match on there, or, you know, anything that's online she can use, and it's pretty nice. And she can use every one of the PS Plus games I got for free as well on her account, just like PS3 did, I guess.
Yeah.
So before we wrap this up, I'm thinking we need to talk about what PS4 needs to improve with their system by the end of the year, possibly.
Yeah.
Um, and there's not much other than the library issue I was talking about, the unorganized library of games or whatever. I would like to see that changed, but I don't really know what else they could change because it's a very well put together system. I know they're supposed to be adding in some streaming and stuff like that, so it's they're working on it, you know, kind of thing.
I
So
want to be able to turn off that damn light.
there we go.
That's my main problem.
Listen
They're
to
not
us.
going to do it, but that's what I want them to do.
They better. No. But next up, we're going to be talking about streaming in Alan's Tech Corner, streaming video games, streaming your live streams such as UStream or using UStream or Twitch. So make sure you check it out after this break. On today's Alan's Tech Corner, we're going to be talking about streaming, and we kind of talked about this in the earlier discussion with the PlayStation 4, yeah, with the Vita.
Yep.
We're going to be talking about video game streaming and also public viewing streams, like using Twitch or UStream or anything like that. And I'm going to talk about the normal streaming of such video games and stuff like that. With remember Sony bought Gaikai streaming, and that's coming into fact later on. But I want to talk about first my experience with streaming my computer over to my TV. I got into the Steam in-home streaming thing. You know, their big feature they're planning on rolling out, Steam OS and everything like that. So it's in beta right now, or dare I say alpha. I've had some bad hiccups with it. It may be my setup in my house. I don't really know. It could be the fact that I'm using a wireless computer to connect to my wireless router, and then a Ethernet plugged into my router over to the computer. But I've been reading a lot of people have been having issues with lag and stuff like that, and that's to be expected with streaming right now for them to, you know, actually get it up and running correctly. The other system that's doing this right now, we talked about it, was NVIDIA Shield, that's doing in-home streaming to the device, which is pretty nice. And apparently that's pretty damn flawless using the NVIDIA settings and everything. But Steam still has a lot of work to do with their in-home streaming, kind of like what PlayStation 4 and Wii U does with their technology. So,
Yeah.
but it's a very cool experience, and I think Steam or Valve is going to be, you know, right on the money. But the problem is not everybody has the same setup. So there's going to be somebody that's going to be gimped. It's somebody that has the right setup, and they're really, I think they're really just doing this for if you have a Steam box or whatever, you know, Steam OS box, or they're trying to make sure you can stream your PC over to it. And if you're using like a laptop or whatever, you might not get the best signal because sometimes laptops don't have the best wireless cards, you know,
Right.
or just that's what I ran into. But it's a pretty cool thing. something I just kind of wanted to highlight. You know, I've been having a little bit of issues. If you're in the Steam in-home streaming beta, reach out to me. Maybe you can tell me I'm doing something wrong or something, or if you're having any issues. But I know there's some latency problems sometimes with certain games anyway. So I couldn't play a shooter, that's for sure, with it. But I could do a racing game, and I was able to not have as many issues, I guess. So.
Yeah.
PlayStation 4 game streaming is going to be coming out this summer.
Yeah, there's plans for it to come out this summer, and they actually just today, I believe, started sending out beta invites. So if you've got a PS4, check your emails. You might have something in your email about that. I checked mine earlier today. I didn't have anything. But
I haven't really checked mine. And what they're basically doing is letting you stream everything that you bought on like PlayStation 3, you know, be able to, you know, like I just bought God of War Ascensions on PS3.
I don't know if it's everything that you bought. I'm pretty sure
not
it's
everything. Eventually they're wanting that to happen.
Yeah,
you know?
It's going to be like what would you call it? Was it Game Tap a while back? It's like they had like a library of stuff that you could stream, and it's going to be something like that.
Yeah, I also heard like, you know, things you've bought on your account, they're wanting you to stream it. That was the original thing.
That's the goal, I think. Yeah. Is what they're driving at.
But right now, I think they haven't really said if there's going to be a subscription or something, you know. But if they did, that would be kind of cool. But I hope they let you stream your games that you own on your account. That would be cool, you know.
Yeah.
But
I think what I read a while back was there is going to be like a subscription, and you can download or you can stream whatever you're wanting to play, or you can do a per game basis. Like you can stream, you know, just a certain game and pay a different price instead of doing the whole subscription.
Could this be the next thing? Like, you know how Netflix is, we can stream all our movies and everything, and we're going to pay, let's say, $14.99 a month, and we get to play old games, you know, that are on their servers. I mean,
it sounds a lot like that. It could be heading that way.
You know, and every once in a while, they're going to be like, "Oh, we have a brand new game that just came out." You know, it just you know how sometimes Netflix will get brand new movies.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do something like that. You know, with that where you can play a brand new game for the subscription. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah. No word on if it's going to roll into your PlayStation Plus subscription, but I have a feeling it's probably going to be separate, like with their Music Unlimited and stuff like that.
Maybe they might give you a discount for being a PlayStation Plus member or something.
That'd be nice. I would hope for that at least.
But I mean, even if it was like $14.99 a month, that's actually pretty awesome. You know, it's kind of like GameFly, but being all digital and streaming. And you got to make sure you have a good connection for it. I think they said you need a 5 megabyte connection or higher. So
yeah, that's like the minimum you need to have is 5.
Yeah. I'm thinking you need at least 10 or 15 to get max, you know, 1080p streaming or at least 720p streaming. So
yeah,
I remember I messed with Gaikai a long time ago, and I was able to stream Crisis 3, the demo, or not Crisis 3, Crisis 2, the demo, and actually play it on my PC through streaming with Gaikai. Their little testing thing kind of showing off. It was a test demo, basically. And I was able to stream a 720p copy of it, and it had ultra settings, I guess, already put on there, and it worked flawlessly, no input lag or anything. So, and I was using the controller as well. So
yeah.
So I mean, it's cool tech, and I think we're going to be seeing a lot more this summer, and we're going to be updating you guys with what our experience is with it, and if it's, you know, how much it is or whatever, you know. So might be a cool thing to look into as well. But it's called PlayStation Now. I don't know if we said the title of it. PlayStation Now is what they're planning on doing it. My next thing I'm kind of gonna rip into. I don't know if Chris has the same views as me, but I've seen some pretty messed up stuff. With UStream and Twitch, it's been a big thing to put that on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. There are certain issues with it right now that people are abusing, especially on PS4, is on UStream or Twitch. They're using that PlayStation Home Room or whatever. What is it called? PlayStation
Playroom.
Playroom, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're using it to just highlight themselves. Like, they're not using it to play a game. They're having their own little show, or their striptease, or their some guy had his wife get drunk and he stripped her naked and stuff like that. There's been, you know, they've been using it for like sex shows and everything. And of course, Twitch shuts them down pretty fast, but I've been hearing UStream hasn't been doing that much. So think who's watching these things. A lot of people, okay, how many people bought PS4s? 2, 3, 4 million, I think wasn't the total numbers?
Something like that.
Worldwide? Okay. So what if Johnny, that's 7 years old, is watching this? You know, and you can access it right from the menu on the PlayStation 4, and apparently you're going to be able to do that on the Xbox One as well.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to see this stuff, and you're going to be seeing these people holding live shows, you know, with that Playroom game. And I even popped on there to see what people were doing. There was just nonstop live shows on UStream. Twitch has been cracking down on that game.
Yeah.
They've been denying people streaming rights for that game. So I think Sony needs to do something about it. I think Microsoft needs to do something about, you know, not doing games. You can't stream that Playroom game over Twitch or something, because it's giving people and I guess, you know, that people are going to be like, you're taking away my freedoms or whatever, but you're also kind of breaking the rules by doing that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what are your views on it?
Well, I went, after you told me about that the other day, I looked over on that whole thing, you know, for science. And I was actually not able to see any kind of craziness. Like I've seen plenty of people, you know, just kind of recording themselves, just, you know, kind of hanging out in the living room or whatever. And then I see in the comments, people are like, take your shirt off and stuff like that. You know, people are pretty nasty in the little comments bar.
Yeah.
But I actually think that UStream is probably, you know, not nearly as much as Twitch, but they're starting to crack down a little bit, because I've seen people who, I guess in some of the rooms I went into, they were doing some stuff and then they got their stuff locked down a little bit, and then, you know, they weren't able to kind of broadcast anymore. So I think they're starting to kind of crack down a little bit.
I went into one room because I was kind of testing out everything, you know, for PlayStation 4 and everything for the discussions. And I saw one couple, and she was pretty much wearing nothing, and she was like, we already got banned from 5 Twitch casts. We have 5 different emails and they got banned. Let's hope we don't get UStream banned. And then right after that, she freaking took off her underwear, and I was just like, what the crap, you know? And it didn't get shut down. I closed it out after that, but it didn't get shut down. I'm sure it got maybe shut down later on, but I was just like, there's something wrong with people, you know, with this kind of stuff. But I don't really have an issue with it, but I do have an issue if a young child sees it, or I do have an issue if you know, they're not playing a game what they're supposed to be using it for, you know?
Yeah. And the whole thing with, like, I can definitely see where you're coming from, like with kids looking at the stuff. But really, where that comes into play is, you know, it's up to the parents. They got to be paying attention. They got to be paying attention to what their kids are doing. And every console since, you know, PS2, I think, back then, they've all got parental locks on them, so you can get in there and lock out what they're able to see.
I haven't even looked at the parental locks to see if you can block that out. I'm hoping you can. And if Sony, if you don't have that on there, you really need to, because there's some pretty messed up stuff. And news sites have been reporting on some stuff too. You know, people doing blow off the table, and you know.
Yeah, I actually, you know, I didn't see any like sex shows or anything like that, but I did see a bunch of people. I don't know if they were doing blow, but they were, you know, drinking, and I think there was like a bong or something, and then there's like a little kid kind of sitting on the couch, like in the same room. I'm like, this is messed up. But you know, I actually on that one, I was kind of proud of the people in the comments, of all people, because they were like, you know, child services is on the way, and you know,
and
just, you know, making them look like assholes. They don't care because they're over there smoking their bongs.
I'm amazed. You know? I'm very amazed by people's stupidity on you know, opening up their lives to other people. You know, because
it's like, you know, with technology nowadays, it's just that weird human nature. You know, they give people a camera and they're gonna, you know, get naked or whatever in front of it.
So I mean, don't think it's going to go away. I don't think UStream or Twitch is going to go away. I just think there needs to be more crackdowns. And so far from Twitch, I've seen just people playing games on there for the most part. I don't really see live shows, but UStream, get your shit together. You know, at least cut out all the people that are trying to do their own live shows, and you're not supposed to be doing that on a PlayStation. Do it on your computer. Who cares? You know, that's what you can use it for. You know.
Yeah.
But oh well. Well, that's the end of our show. I'm going to do a couple shout outs for our good friends at First World Podcast. You guys are awesome. And, you know, if you haven't checked out that podcast, you really need to, because all those guys are awesome. They actually live a few hours away from me. So I'm going to be visiting St. Louis very soon. Haha. You can check them out on www.fwpodcast.com. So that's First World Podcast, but fwpodcast.com. I'd like to do another shout out for Ryan Schaefer. You are an awesome guy. Just saying. No, Ryan Schaefer actually let me test out one of his new games, his Flash games, and it was very cool. And he may be on a guest appearance of this show very soon. So you can check his stuff at runo.com. Chris, do you got any shout outs?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and give Mike Ross a shout out. He can't be with us because he's over there fighting for freedoms and stuff.
Fighting for Freemans. Gordon Freeman?
Yeah.
Mike Ross, yep. I'm sorry you can't be on this episode. Hopefully you can be on one of our next episodes. We're trying to work something out so you can be on our show without being on our show. I don't know, because it's very hard. The time zones over there are very different. So
yep.
We'll figure something out. But Mike Ross, yeah, we love you. All right, you can follow my Twitter account at mbufftes.
You still use Twitter?
I do. Actually, I update it, every few days, maybe.
Well, I'm at CStewTES.
You don't use Twitter. Make sure you like our Facebook. Just type in Technical Earth Syndicate. You'll find it. iTunes, do the same thing. And make sure you subscribe and leave us a comment or something on our iTunes page. That'd be fantastic. You can also find us on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to that as well.
Also, we have our Steam group, so look us up on there, Technical Earth Syndicate.
Yep.
And we're going to be doing our streaming on PS4 as well. So if you want to watch me beat the crap out of Mike on Injustice and whatever other games we're playing, check us out on that.
I promise I won't get naked.
I can't make that promise.
Yeah, we're going to be part of the problem now.
Yeah. Well, I don't have the camera, so you won't be able to see it. But,
okay.
But know that I will be naked.
Thanks, everyone, for listening. We'll see you next time.
And with the power of editing, everything will be better.